Harry and Meghan's recent appearance alongside NATO leaders in Germany has been seen as a strategic move in the ongoing public relations battle between the two royal brothers, according to experts. This event, which took place just days before Prince William's upcoming trip to the United Nations in New York, has generated significant attention. Prince Charles is set to travel to New York next week to expand his role as a global statesman, meeting with United Nations leaders and participating in a summit for his £50 million Earthshot Prize, which is now in its third year. William, who has been gaining popularity in the United States, has garnered much interest from major television networks, with several of them vying for interviews during his visit. However, Harry and Meghan made headlines by meeting with NATO Joint Force Commander General Luigi Miglietta during Harry's Invictus Games event. Some athletes at the event even claimed to feel caught up in the royal crossfire between Harry and his family. The Sussexes were seen holding hands and smiling alongside NATO leaders and their families, including representatives from the Italian and Dutch armed forces, during this royal-style engagement in Dusseldorf. Rand and culture expert Nick Eady suggested that Harry and Meghan's decision to pose with NATO chiefs could be a strategic power play in the ongoing personal PR battle between the two royal brothers. He pointed out that as the most famous pairs on the planet, there will always be a power dynamic between the two couples, especially with William's upcoming meeting with UN leaders. This move by both brothers can be seen as a positive PR opportunity, but it also raises questions about their future actions. While William and Kate were visiting a forest school and a farm in the UK, the Sussexes were in Dusseldorf, where they attended events like sitting volleyball and table tennis at the Merkur Spiel Arena. Meghan wore a bronze silk shirt and caramel trousers, while Harry opted for a smart navy suit with a crisp white shirt. They greeted NATO leaders and their families with smiles and waves. Meghan, in particular, showcased a more formal style during a private meeting with NATO chiefs and their families. After wearing sporty shorts and a G.Crew cardigan to watch a wheelchair rugby event, she changed into loose-fitting wide-leg caramel trousers and a silky brown shirt, while Harry chose a blue suit without a tie. Prior to the NATO event, Harry had a private engagement in the morning, while Meghan relaxed in their suite at the Hyatt Hotel. He participated in a discussion organized by Better Up, the Silicon Valley career and life coaching startup, where he serves as Chief Impact Officer, reportedly earning a seven-figure salary. The previous night, the couple made a striking appearance at the Games, displaying affection and flirting on the red carpet. The Duchess of Sussex looked delighted as her husband whispered in her ear, held her hand, and kept her close at the Merkur Spiel Arena, marking their first official public engagement together since May. Body language expert Judah James told Mail Online today that the tactile royals were reasserting themselves as a global celebrity power couple. Their public displays of affection, hours after it emerged Meghan has taken off her engagement ring because a setting came loose, came after friends of the couple had torn apart speculation about their future in Hollywood and rumored strains behind the scenes. According to Ms. James, Meghan and Harry's body language strongly suggests that they are once again front and center in the public eye. It's been a while since fans witnessed their signature togetherness as a couple and a professional double act, but in this recent appearance they seemed to bask in the applause as celebrities. Harry was back in his protective, proud role, holding Meghan's hand as they walked hand in hand. Their hand-holding was mutual, with Harry's hand on top, indicating dominance, while Meghan's fingers curled upward, symbolizing her reciprocal affection as Harry leaned in to talk to her. Harry had recently traveled to Dusseldorf alone after a stopover in London. Throughout the summer, both Harry and Meghan had undertaken numerous solo events. Their last public engagement together was in New York in May when Meghan received the Women of Vision Award, with her mother Doria Ragland in attendance. In early August, Harry embarked on a boys-only Asian tour with his best friend Nacho Figueras, while Meghan enjoyed time with friends, including attending a Taylor Swift concert in LA and taking care of their children Archie and Lilibet at home. However, last night, Meghan and Harry were seen cozying up to each other in the crowd at the wheelchair basketball event, showing their joy when the USA won. Before the final match against France ended, Harry wrapped his arm around Meghan as they watched the intense sporting action, with Meghan comforting him during particularly stressful moments. This recent public appearance was in stark contrast to their previous outing almost 2 weeks ago when Harry appeared disinterested, engrossed in his phone, while Meghan danced with her mother and friends at a Beyoncé concert in California. Harry seemed far happier a few days later when he attended a soccer match involving Messi's Inter Miami with other celebrities. The following day, Meghan was seen watching Beyoncé again, this time with stars like Kelly Rowlands, amid rumors of her Hollywood relaunch, which includes reviving her TIG lifestyle brand to compete with Gwyneth Paltrow's Goop, valued at $250 million. These developments have fueled speculation that Meghan is distancing herself from her husband, especially after his best-selling book, Spare, containing many critical remarks about his family, impacted their popularity in the US and UK. Prince Harry's strained relationship with his family, particularly his brother Prince William, has cast a shadow over the Invictus Games. Harry's experience in Afghanistan inspired him to launch the Invictus Games, and initially, the Prince and Princess of Wales played a pivotal role in its success. The foundation formed by the Duke of Sussex and his brother secured sponsors and invested substantial funds to establish Invictus. 9 years ago, Harry, his father, and brother stood united as they attended the opening ceremony and various events at the first Invictus Games in London. However, since Harry met Meghan and conflicts arose, the new king and his heir have distanced themselves from the Games. Officials have mentioned that despite Harry's passion for Invictus, which has grown significantly, there have been plenty of empty seats at the Merkur-Spiel Arena in Dusseldorf. Some believe that the involvement of Charles, William, and Kate could change that. While the Prince and Princess of Wales attended the Rugby World Cup in France in the past week, King Charles, Queen Camilla, and other senior royals were at the Highland Games. One Team GB insider mentioned that the athletes find the situation perplexing, but prefer not to get involved in the royal dispute. This year's Invictus Games in Germany are the largest ever, featuring 22 nations and over 500 athletes. Harry has been actively participating from the beginning, clapping and dancing with the crowd and even joking about going out for a drink at the end of the day. Despite Harry's enthusiasm, there has been no communication from his family in the UK. Double amputee Ben McBean, who shared a return flight from Afghanistan with Harry in 2008 and inspired the Duke to launch Invictus, understands both sides of the rift between the brothers, but believes they should set aside their differences. He conveyed to the Telegraph, "With that being said, they should have simply given the guys a shout-out. It's similar to when we were deployed to Afghanistan. No one necessarily supported the war, but there was overwhelming support for the troops. It's essentially the same concept." Reportedly, sources from the palace have stated that members of the royal family typically refrain from involving themselves in each other's professional pursuits. Consequently, they wouldn't anticipate the Duke of Sussex to publicly endorse the finalists of Prince William's Earthshot Prize, for instance. A critic of Harry pointed out, Harry has never thrown his support behind any of William's recent projects, whether it's Earthshot, where William serves as president of African Parks and advocates for climate change, or Homewards. However, there's insistence that William must support Invictus. It's becoming quite tiresome. Earlier this month, King Charles attended the Highland Games, an event cherished by his late mother, Queen Elizabeth II. He was accompanied by the Duchess of Cornwall, Anne, Princess Royal, and her husband, Sir Timothy Lawrence. The Highland Games have been an integral part of Scotland's culture for centuries. Critics argue that the royal family's apparent antipathy towards Harry should not be projected onto the disabled veterans participating in the Invictus Games. Both the Prince and Princess of Wales played pivotal roles in the initial stages of the Invictus Games. The Royal Foundation, which Prince Harry co-chaired at the time, made substantial financial investments in the event. Meanwhile, Prince William, Harry's brother, continued his charitable efforts by visiting a construction site in London to discuss the mental health of construction workers. His sister-in-law, Kate, also engaged in royal visits, including a trip to HMP High Down in Surrey to learn about the work of an addiction charity. King Charles Aya visited Tomintoul in the Cairngorms, where he received a warm welcome from primary school children and respected members of the community. An anonymous UK media strategist commented, "It's rather ironic that Buckingham Palace has had more to say about the Highland Games and the Invictus Games, despite their honorary military roles. In doing so, the palace might come across as petty and lacking generosity. The negative sentiment towards Harry shouldn't affect the Invictus competitors. The Invictus Games stand out as one of Prince Harry's significant initiatives since stepping back from his royal duties. He received a hero's welcome in Germany, where the latest edition of the competition, designed for wounded and disabled military veterans, took place. As Harry arrived at the event, he was trailed by dozens of excited schoolchildren who had been granted time off from their studies to attend. He expressed his intention to attend as many events as possible during the week-long competition. On a heartwarming note, Meghan Markle joined her husband at the games held at the Merkur Arena, and the couple was seen smiling and celebrating as they watched various sporting events. The Duchess proudly wore a Stars and Stripes badge while cheering for her home country during the wheelchair basketball game between the USA and France. Dear friend, if you like everything new about the royal family and don't want to miss all the novelties, subscribe to our channel and like it. By doing so, you take part in our development. We work for you.